Good morning from paradise. My name is Crypto Amaru, back with another daily rundown brought to you by Crypto Paradise, the only channel giving away 3 free nights to Tulum, Mexico. We got the mini app giving away hundreds of dollars in rewards every week, thousands every month. Surf token launching soon, and we got some surprise we're cooking up in the background. But so happy to be here. Today's daily rundown is going to be a little different. I don't want to rehash the news so much. The bottom line is that the market is going to be shitty unless and until, I should say until, because it's going to happen, the tariff uncertainty is resolved, right? We get some finality around what are these policies. Here they are, they're not changing, and then the markets can deploy capital again, making projections and, understanding the state of the policy. But until then, it's going to be uncertainty, and it's going to be probably a downtrend. And then the other thing is, the Fed's got to cut rates, which I think is going to happen sooner or later. But we've talked about that ad nauseum. So I think today I want to do something a little bit different. And it's really, these moments just have been a reminder for me personally how important it is to have that long-term view, to have conviction, to have some resiliency, right? If you're going to make it long-term in this space. So I want to rewind, tell you guys some stories of how I got into crypto, the good, the bad, the ugly, and take you through some of the crashes that I've experienced and how I've dealt with them. And, hopefully that gives you guys some, path or just a peace of mind that, hey, people can make it in this industry if they just do a handful of the right things. You're never going to get it all right. And God knows I've lost a lot, been hacked, scammed, left and right. All the things you can imagine, right, have happened. But I've had more success than failures, and hopefully, we can all learn from that. So, I got into space in 2017, just as sort of an average Joe investor. I was still working as a lawyer at the time. A buddy of mine showed me the Coinbase app, which had just opened up in the state I was living at the time. And there was only 3 assets, I think, available: Bitcoin, ETH, and Litecoin. And I didn't have a lot of money, right? I was still pretty broke. And so I invested, $1,000, $2,000 across those 3 assets and sort of forgot about it. It wasn't really, I was investing in different things at that time. So that was just one of the investments that I made. I was dabbling in the stock market then too, and sort of forgot about it. But then, mid 2017 and towards the end as well, of course, things start to really heat up. And I see my portfolio climbing, and you start to then get curious. All right, what is going on with Bitcoin? What is this stuff? What the hell did I buy, and why is it doing so well? And so I just took a deep dive, tried to understand as much as I could about the technology, blockchain, its value proposition, right? Why it should do well over time, what other use cases it may have. So went down the rabbit hole, read a lot of books, started to do a lot of research, realized there was a professional opportunity to get into the space. I was tired of being a lawyer by then, and so kind of found my way, worked my way into ultimately getting into the industry. But the first big crash I experienced, I had no idea what I was doing, right? Let's just be honest. You have no idea. So I remember at one point dabbling in altcoins, and was so excited about one that was going to build a wallet or something like that, and it launches its wallet, and of course the market. I'm buying, thinking, all right, they did it. Let's buy, and of course it's buy the rumor, sell the news, and so everyone else is selling, and here I am just so getting wrecked. So plenty of stories like that, but the first big crash was end of 2019, right? 2019. Let me just check. Yeah, 2019 was pretty much when things were bottoming out. So beginning of 2019, end of 2018, end of 2019, and I had been full time in crypto a little bit at that point. I remember Ethereum hitting $90, so totally wrecked. Bitcoin had been I remember doing my, one of my buys like 15K. Now it's down to 3, and at that point you sort of have a choice, right? Do you just capitulate and say, it's over and it's never coming back, and I'll just take my losses and move on? Or do you have that conviction? Do you just have a little bit of maybe a stubborn nature and say, I'm sticking with this thing. I don't know what's going to happen next. Maybe it turns around, but I'm not selling at a 90% loss, moon or dust. YOLO sort of thing. And that's what I did. So YOLO'd it, continued to hold on, and during that year, sort of 2019, things start to slowly get better and better, and by the summer maybe things a little bit better, and then by the beginning of 2021, things really start to take off. COVID hits and so on, the stimulus comes out, things start to take off. So start to do very well at that time. Pre-sales were big, so did well finally in crypto from a financial perspective. But I, even during those down periods, just kept working. Just kept whatever daily task was in front, just bang that out, right? Don't worry too much about the markets. Just do what you need to do to progress in one foot in front of the next. So that's usually what I was doing, right? And so, started to do really well during that first big run up in early 2021, but then another crash hits like during that summer, right? I think it was July, like we dumped, we had ran up to, what was it, like almost 60K Bitcoin, and then dumps all the way to 30, in a matter of like 2 months. Holy shit, right? I remember being on a trip with my family at that time, and like, holy shit, feeling a little bit bad, like, oh my god, I held, wrecked, what's gonna happen next? But then, of course, nothing goes down forever, and boom, we rebound, pretty much a V-shaped recovery, back up to that cycle's all-time high of like 68K or whatever. So that just shows you gotta follow through some of these moments, and just know that prices don't go down forever. There's gonna be a rebound. But then of course, that cycle ends. 2022 comes around, and Terra Luna in the beginning of that year crashes the markets. I think in April, can't remember exactly when that went down. That scam imploded, and then the FTX debacle at the end of 2022. November, I remember that vividly. Just watching the news and the CZ going back and forth with SBF, and holy shit, market's tanking, and you're like, oh my goodness, here we go again. So lived through that, right? Ended up buying some more around that time. Every time I bought the absolute blood, it's been a great trade. Unfortunately, this crash, I haven't had a lot of dry powder, but in any event, so you live through that, and then things start to creep back up, and honestly, 2023 was a great year. 2024 was a pretty damn good year, other than the summer, right? We lived through the summer, we lived through the Germany FUD, that sell-off. So you just kind of power through these things, you work through them, you don't focus too much on the market, you stay 1 foot in front of the next, working on your daily, whatever it is you're doing day to day. Are you working on building a company? Are you just getting better at your career? Are you, growing your family? Whatever, it could be a multitude of things. That's the name of the game, right? Daily progress. And this is going to allow you to survive these crazy moments that we're in right now, just knowing that times will get better. They always do. Nothing goes down forever. You've grown and you've progressed. Maybe you've become a better trader. Maybe you have made more connections within the crypto space that you can leverage at a later time. Maybe you've made a wonderful investment into a hot new pre-sale that's going to do 10x when it launches. There's always things that you can do within the space and outside of the space to just stay progressing. You can't let the markets get you down too much. Just know that they're going to come back. Have that conviction. Have that patience. I've lived through a lot. I've lived through a lot of these crashes, a lot of other nonsense, and you got to have that resiliency. And find something you like about the market too, right? Find something that you enjoy about crypto, even when the price is down. Maybe it's the community aspect of it and the friends you've made in various chats or on spaces or whatever. Maybe it's the joy of building a company from scratch. That's what I love to do. Maybe it's honing your trading skills and learning how to make money while the market's going down. Wow, you learn how to short the market. Wow, what a wonderful skill. There's so much you can do with the space. Find something you like. Find something that you are good at, and use that to fuel you. Right? Use that to get you through these difficult times. And just know that the markets will come back. They always have before. It will happen again. I don't know if we're going to get a V-shaped recovery here. I hope that we get some finality and certainty around the tariffs, and that will allow the markets to recover, frankly, if we haven't done too much damage already. And we hopefully didn't tip into recession because of all this. I don't think that we have. And then the Fed is going to cut rates at some point. They're going to start to signal that they're going to cut rates. So there should be hopefully an appreciation and a little run up even leading up to the actual rate cut, hopefully happening in May. So things are going to come back, but long-term mindset, resiliency, take it from someone who's been through a lot, seen a lot. That's what you're going to need to survive in this space. And yeah, guys, I appreciate your subscribing to the channel, checking out the videos. We've got a lot coming up through Crypto Paradise, so stay tuned for Surf Token. Stay tuned for some of the surprised stuff we got going on, kind of product-wise. We're onboarding some new partners to the mini app, onboarding some new clients to the channel itself. So exciting times ahead for Crypto Paradise, and until next time, y'all, we'll see you on the beach.